Maharana Pratap. It is rightly said, misfortune never comes alone. No doubt Rana was as firm as a rock. He would eat wild fruits and roots or go hungry if nothing was available. But he would never submit to the domination of another. He could bear any amount of suffering, but his family was also with him, loitering in the forest hungry and thirsty. It was a pity that the little ones of a king should sleep on the thorny ground or stones instead of comfortable beds in the palace. One day, he was sitting in the forest, lost in deep thought. He must have been thinking, as one can well imagine, about the freedom of his beloved motherland. His little daughter was playing near him, dancing with joy because she had been given a piece of bread to eat. All of a sudden, a wild cat emerged from somewhere, snatched the piece of bread from the girl's hand and ran away into the forest. The girl began to weep very bitterly because there was no more bread and she was feeling very hungry. Tears appeared in the eyes of Rana. He could bear it no longer. He at once sat down and wrote a letter to Akbar asking for mercy and pardon. Fortunately for him, even Akbar could not believe that the letter was really from Maharana Pratap. He thought it was a joke played by some enemy of Rana. Rana Pratap, too, repented having written it. But he also realized that it would be foolish to struggle against the might of Akbar when he himself had no resources, no men, no money to fight with. So he decided to bid goodbye to the land of his ancestors and march westwards to establish a new kingdom on the bank of the river Indus. So Rana gathered together his relatives and followers, cast a last look towards Chittor, and set out on his long journey. They crossed the Aravalli hills and stood on the edge of the desert which they had to cross before reaching Sindh. But this was never to be, as in the meantime, an event took place which filled his heart with fresh courage and brought him back to Mewar. There was an old Rajput chief named Bhama Shah whose ancestors had been ministers of Chittor. He had quite a large amount of money and valuables lying safely at his home. When he saw Rana leaving Mewar forever, he felt very sad. There could be no better use of his treasure, he thought, than to be placed at the feet of Rana. So he brought out the treasure and presented it to Rana, saying, "My lord, what will I do with this wealth when you are gone? It was earned by my ancestors from Chittor. It belongs to you and I, too, belong to you." It was, indeed, a glorious example of devotion and self-sacrifice. Tears of joy appeared in the eyes of Rana as he gathered Bhama Shah in a warm embrace. So he turned back and raised another army with the money Bhama Shah had given him. The war with Akbar was resumed. This time, the Mughals were taken by surprise and Rana was stronger than they had expected. Fort after fort fell to the Rajput till Rana had won back almost the whole of his lost kingdom except Chittor and Ajmer. He was now, once again, the king of Mewar. But Chittor was not yet free. So Rana was very unhappy. He had taken a vow not to sit contented till Chittor was free. This continued to worry him till his last moment. As he lay on his deathbed, he called his son Amar Singh and his brave Rajput chiefs and told them what was worrying him. He died peacefully only after they had repeated the oath, with swords in hand, to fight and die for the freedom of their beloved Mewar. Rana Pratap was indeed a true fighter for freedom. Even his great enemy, Akbar, held him in very high esteem.